cannot deal with it anymore. I have to put it up because I can't stand. I feel completely suffocated by my.
I hear you, Shea. I hear you.
I'm on a major babble. I'm hanging up.
You think? Sherry made the cut once again. Hello, fabulous ones. Welcome back to my channel. I am Marlo Keenan, and if you're new here, welcome to the fabulous family. Today, we are going to do this. Today, we are going to do a full glam updated winter foundation routine. We going all in. We doing the concealer, we doing the foundation, we gonna do the contour and all of that good stuff. This is what I'm currently using because I have dry skin, and in the winter time you typically want to use different foundations because of that, because your skin is a lot more drier, especially for me. Like, my skin is like alligator skin. So if you want to see my current winter foundation routine, then continue to watch. But before you leave, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Now, let's get into the video. All right, let's get into it. So now what I want to just always announce and say is that because I have dry skin and it's winter time, I do like the most intense regimen of skincare. Okay, so skincare is always first in order for you to receive the best application of makeup. We all know this, right? So the first thing I'm going to do, I've already washed my face, I'm already, moisturized and all that good jazz. So I am going to first use my primer, and I am using The Ordinary, and this is the spreadable primer. I absolutely love this. Now, what I'm gonna do with this, and I'm almost out. I gotta I'm out. I have to get some more. What I'm gonna do is I'm only going to put this in my T-zone. Now, yes, I am dry, but I do have pores still. People are under the assumption that if you have dry skin, you don't have pores. False. I've got pores. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and just spread it right here. I'm just gonna put it right here in my T-zone, okay? And you see how it kind of like took away that shine that I had going on? I'm just gonna put it right there. I absolutely love this stuff. I mean, I heard about The Ordinary through Wayne Goss, and I've been using their products ever since. I haven't used any of their oils that they have yet, but that is on my to-do list, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics BB Illumination facial cream, and of course, if you use my discount code Marlo Keenan, you can receive 30% off all their products on the website. Just a FYI, you ain't gotta use it. Ain't gonna hurt my feelings if you don't. And I'm gonna mix it with a moisturizer now, and I'm gonna tell you why I do this. This is Hope in a Jar moisturizer, and I'm only gonna use this on the perimeter of my skin because I want more luminosity because I'm so dry. But the reason why I'm mixing this into my moisturizer is because this is so pigmented, and by the way, I'm using the shade Sophia. This is so pigmented, and when I mix it in with my foundation, it not only retains the moisture of my skin, it gives an absolutely beautiful glow, and it assists in helping this spread. And I'm gonna show you how it looks. Now I'm only gonna do this in perimeter of my face, so I'm gonna just take some moisturizer here. I probably just took a little bit too much, and I'm literally gonna just a little, like, it's so pigmented, this stuff, guys. You don't need much of this BB cream. And I'm gonna go ahead and rub that in and just put it on the perimeter of my face. Oh, I don't know, can you see the glow already? It's absolutely beautiful, and it's tacky. So let's put that primarily in the perimeter of my face. And my non-existent eyebrows. Now, typically, like I always tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and just let that sink into the skin for a few seconds, and I'm literally still gonna wait for a few seconds. Okay, so now that that's sunk into the skin, look at that, just illumination. It's just so pretty. I love it. I love it. So the foundation I'm going to use is a luminous foundation, and I'm going to do some mixing here. Now, I was going to mix my Nars Sheer Glow. This is my Ride or Die foundation. Ride or Die, but it's more so in the winter. And then the Shea Moisture Weightless Shea Serum foundation. Now the reason why I'm mixing the two is because this is a different tone than this, so I want it to get this a little just more richer. This is in Syracuse, however I don't have that much, so I am literally scraping it out of the jar. This one too, literally scraping. So I'm going to mix these two together, but in addition, if I actually don't have enough of this, I'm going to go ahead and use my Nars Radiant Glow, because these, I don't want to say these are the same two foundations, but they're the same color. It's Syracuse, and this is a little bit more matte, which if I do go ahead and still put this in, it's going to make it a little bit more luminous. So that is always the goal. I know y'all probably like, damn, why is she mixing all this stuff? This is what I do. I love mixing foundations. I just do. I like making the cocktail. So let's go ahead and start to mix. Go ahead and just dot that on the skin. Go ahead and blend it out. And I'm using my Morphe M439 brush to do so. And oh, I just love this foundation. But you see how luminous it is? It's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I'm going to take my beauty sponge, and I'm using the Tarte Cosmetics beauty sponge, and I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, just run my beauty blender over it. This actually gives the foundation a beautiful finish when you do both. I just started doing this again. I used to do it all the time, and I am now back into doing this as well, especially with luminous foundations. It just makes it just melt. Look at that. It's just melted into the skin. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and contour, and I am going to cream contour. I love cream contouring. I promise you guys, it is not difficult. What I'm going to use is my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette, and this is in medium to dark. I love this palette. I use it a lot in the winter time. I just love cream contouring. It just gives the whole look just a different finish. So now with this contour palette, it is a little bit on the dry side, so I'm going to use a little bit of my, how you pronounce, jojoba oil, whatever how you pronounce it, and I'm just going to go ahead and just put just a dot in here, and in the highlighting shades, just a dot. That's all you need, okay? Because you know I like to mix. So I'm going to take my Lancome brush here, and I'm just going to mix these two together. Okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just do one of these numbers all the way down and around. Okay? My hairline is a little weird. I got like a receding hairline. And I'm gonna start where this piece of my ear starts, not down here. I'm not gonna do it down here. I'm going up. So I'm gonna bring it up and bring it down. That's where my starting point is, you see? And bring it down, because once I blend it out, I'll tell you when I get there. Go ahead and get rid of some of that fatty tissue. And I may add more. And let's get to blending now. What I'm going to use is this Real Technique sculpting brush. I love this brush. So let's go ahead and get to blending this out. I absolutely love this brush, and I know it looks dark, but I promise you it's gonna lighten up. And when I come down to this area here, I'm basically just patting it, but I'm pushing it more upwards. Just give it a minute. Let me get it blended. Now I'm going to take the beauty sponge and do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and blend some more, but using the beauty sponge so it could just really melt into the skin and there's not going to be any harsh lines. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my concealer brush and this is what I'm going to use as my concealer. I don't need nothing heavy under the eyes right now, and I'm going to go ahead and mix these two shades up. Now, when people are cream contouring, sometimes, you know, they'll do the perimeter and then put the, you know, the concealer around in the inner parts of the face and all that stuff, but I kind of do it, I like to do it one at a time. So, but you could do it any way you want to be honest with you. At the end of the day, the outcome's still gonna be the same if you blend it out appropriately. So, you do you, boo-boo. So, I'm gonna use this as my highlight. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just, and you see how creamy it is? It is so creamy. And I'm going to take my Sephora 56 brush and I'm going to go ahead and blend that out. And it blends out so smoothly. And it doesn't make your face look all, you know what I'm saying, like just dry. That's why I love to cream contour and highlight, especially in the wintertime. It's just a different look, different finish. Yes, we are packing the makeup on today. Again, with the beauty blender. Well, with my beauty sponge rather. Like, my skin looks so hydrated. You see how that highlight just balanced everything out, and even with my neck and my chest? See? It's all about the blend. Okay, so now you guys saw I put on a lot of makeup just then, you know what I mean? But I do not look like a cake face. Okay, so now, yes, I am going to set the T-zone of my face, and I'm going to go in with the Sacha Buttercup. Now, I don't use powder excessively, or I do not bake. I am literally going to just dab my brush in it very lightly and tap it. Okay, like look how much is in my thing. Like, that's it, that's all I'm using. Okay, and I like the Sacha Buttercup because it's got just the yellow undertone, which of course I am super yellow. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that that concealer is blended out, that contour light, so there's no creasing, and I'm gonna go immediately straight in. Just a little bit. Oh my God, just a little bit. Look at that. Literally. That's why this Sacha Buttercup is like gonna last me forever. Tap it and press right under the eye. Just a bit. And then I'm just taking the rest, whatever's left on the brush, and going right there. This is like looking flawless. So now I'm gonna set the entire face, and I'm gonna go in with my black Radiance finishing powder. Now, I use a lot of products, you know, to do this step that I really do love. This is one of them. Another one is I have a Mary Kay like sheer bronzing powder that I really love to do this with, and of course my ride or die Sephora micro smooth powder in mahogany. But today we are going to use this, but you could use any finishing powder that you prefer. And again, I'm just lightly dusting it. I'm using a really big fluffy brush because again, I'm not trying to look like a K-face. I am just lightly setting it. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap it, and I literally just tap it all over the skin. I like tap it first, and then buff. Okay, now I'm also going to even more kind of set that contour, and I'm going to use my Too Faced bronzer, and this is in deep tan, and I'm going to go all around that contour. Go ahead and go right over that contour. See the difference? I hope you could tell on camera. Okay, now that I've done that, there's a lot of ways you could go and do the rest. Now, some people like that like crisp line of a contour, and sometimes I do that, but I'm about to go to work. We're not going to do all that, but you can. And if I were to do that, if I knew I was going to do that, I might have brought that lighter concealer shade right down there and buffed that out, and then went in and set it with the Shasha Buttercup. But right now I want a contour, but I don't want the sharp lines. It actually looks quite flawless the way it is. Every tone of the light to the dark is blended in well. There is absolutely no harsh lines at all. Everything is melted into the skin perfectly. Now, you could also, if you wanted just a little bit more definition here, but not necessarily a straight line, you could go in and darken it up. And you know what, we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. I'm gonna be looking glam. So I'm gonna go in with my contour palette here, and what I'll do is take my Morphe, the M530 to do so. Again, I could leave it just like this as it is, and we're basically kind of done almost, okay? But if I wanted to get it a little bit more, I'm just gonna go ahead and mix these two together very lightly, because this Black Radiance palette is pigmented. So if I just wanted just a little bit more, very lightly, dab it right in that line how we started off with the cream, and then buff it upwards a little bit, very lightly, light hand here. Now you see how it gave me that little bit of line, but I'm going to concentrate it more towards the temple than bringing it down towards my lip. Okay, you see that? Let me do the other side, and you can still get that dramatic look without having the sharp line. I have a round face, guys, so that's why I'm starting so high up to bring it this way, to make my face look more narrow. I hope I'm making sense, guys. And then to kind of just soften it up a little bit, take your bigger brush and buff it. You know, this does take a lot of time, guys. If you want to really, you know, look perfected and everything just go looking naturally into the skin, this is what you want to do. This is what the big fluffy brush is for. Okay, that's all the powdering I am going to do. So the next and the last step for me is my highlight. So today I am using Gerard Cosmetics highlighter in Sophia. I absolutely love this highlighter. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and I just love this highlighter's packaging. It's just so cute. You know what, before we even do that, now you guys know I ain't a blush person, but you know what, for the sake of this full glam video, I'm going to use a blush before I highlight. And the blush I'm going to use is by Bella Pierre Cosmetics, and it's an Autumn Glow. You notice how everything is about the glow. This is the winter foundation, and it is a loose powder, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a light tint on the cheeks, and it's like very glowy, like it says. So let me go ahead and get me a blush brush, and I'm gonna lightly tap it and put it into my cup here. Tap it and just lightly right on the cheekbones and bring it up, and look at it. It's not like, oh my god, can you guys see it? It is so gorge. Okay, just bring it down here, the temples. And it's just so light, you know, but glowy, and just looks like, you know, your skin is radiant underneath, you know. So I absolutely love it. Now we're gonna go in with the highlighter, but before I do that, I'm gonna set my face first, because I have gotten into the habit where I am setting my face and then I'm going in with the highlighter, because it just makes the highlighter perform a little different, and it gives it just a different type of finish to it. I absolutely love it. But I'm going in with Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day Coconut Spray. Woo child, this is my top favorite setting spray, and especially this scent. Now there's a whole bunch of other scents, but this is by far my favorite one. I also have a rose one as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna spray away. Why do we always go ham with the setting sprays? And again, with the beauty sponge. I know y'all like, oh my god, this is like a lot, but this is the full glam. And it's not even completely dried yet, but that's okay. We want it to be a little wet. I'm gonna go ahead and take Sophia. Go ahead and ooh. All right guys, what I'm gonna go do is I'm gonna go and complete my eyes and all that good jazz, and I will come back. But for the most part, this is the final foundation look. So I will be back with the final look. Okay guys, here's the final look. I absolutely love this current foundation routine. Now, I do switch up between my foundations. It's not like I always, you know, mix the Sheer Glow with the Shea Moisture foundation. You know, I do switch it up sometimes, you know. It just really depends on how I feel. But at the end of the day, typically in the winter time, I am always using some type of luminous foundation. And when I'm really wanting to, you know, contour and all that jazz, I am using a cream contour palette. I'm using the ABH one, but you could use obviously any of your choice. And cream contouring is not hard. It does take a little time, just like you guys saw. Like I went in with my brush and then I went in with the beauty sponge, and I'm like going back and forth. But that's what you have to do when you're using cream products. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So you just have to have a mindset to know that's going to take a while to do your foundation, okay? So I absolutely do love the way it came out. Again, I don't look dry. I look luminous. It doesn't look like I have a cake face, although it seemed like I was putting on a lot of product, which I really was putting on a lot of product, but I'm still looking glowy, and just like my skin is radiant from the inside, and that's the look that I wanted to go for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope, please tell me what the foundations that you are currently using. Tell me how you switch up between winter and summer and all that good jazz. Let me know if you're even comfortable with cream contouring, because a lot of people aren't. So thank you guys for tuning in, and you already know what I'm about to do. Until next time, bye bye now.